Guys, we are very fortunate today to have Trudy Grant, head of Surface, uh, the head of the Surface team for Australia, and her technical right-hand man, Amir Bukhan, on the call. So hopefully we'll have a great time today, just going through some of the new things that are happening in the Surface world. And it's, yeah, some exciting times, some really interesting things going on.
So Trudy, can you hear us? Can you talk now? And Amir?
I'm here. I'm
Ah,
just seeing if Trudy's might be having some issues.
cool. Okay. So while we just get a few things, okay. So Roland, you want to get moving on this and
I think we should get
welcome
going,
everybody
Trev.
along.
We've got a lot of stuff to cover today. So, Amir, thank you so much for joining us on the call today. And Trudy, thank you very much. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through some of the features and functions around the Surface device, as well as some tips and tricks on Windows 10. So really some shortcuts to help you around productivity. So, Amir, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I am the Surface specialist that works alongside Trudy. Basically, my day-to-day is working with customers in seeing the value of Surface. We're seeing a lot of customers now looking at Surface as a replacement for not only laptops, but the tablets as well in their organization. What we're finding is that people generally have multiple devices. It becomes a bit difficult from an IT perspective, but also a little bit difficult from a usability perspective, having to manage multiple devices. So from our perspective, we're seeing a lot of traction now with our customers around the device, and yeah, it's pretty exciting times for the Surface team.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I've been, gosh, 4 or 5 years now, just using a Surface or a Surface Pro. Now I'm up to a 3. I haven't had the privilege of jumping into a 4 yet, because my 3's been working fine. But yeah, being a different type of user, I actually use a lot of software, a lot of cloud software and so forth like that. So I don't have to have the grunty PC, with video and all of those sort of things. I have no need for any of that. So the Surface really, really works perfectly for me. I can pick it up and, travel, and I was in Sydney yesterday. I can work from wherever I want to, and the functionality just works for me. So that's what as a user, that's what I find really, really, really good with the Surface. So Roland.
Excellent. So, yeah, Trevor, just talking about this, we've got so many new developments in the hardware and the software, and we do seem to have the occasional issues with firmware upgrades or device upgrades. And I thought you were saying something earlier about you had a little bit of an issue with regards to your Surface yesterday. Could you tell us about
I
that?
did. I went up to Sydney and was working from our Sydney office, and something must have happened with the Dynadock. It did something, and my keyboard wasn't working. So sitting there, and Nick said, "Well, come on, let's go down to the Surface store and see if they can fix it up for you." So I went down to the store, walked in, and said, "Guys, my keyboard's not working." Without instantaneously, they just grabbed it, checked it, said the keyboard's working fine. Looks like you've got something wrong with the firmware. Straight in, they showed me what a hard reset was, and I'd known a little bit about a hard reset. I didn't actually know that it was to typically hold the off key and push the volume arrow up or the volume button up for 30 seconds, and it reset the whole thing and brought it straight back and worked immediately. I got that within probably 10 seconds of walking into the store. I actually hadn't bought my Surface because the Microsoft store hadn't opened then from the store, but they didn't ask any of those questions, just straight in and fix it up. So the guys in the store are absolutely fantastic, and we'll fix any of your issues that are there.
Well, that's good to hear, Trevor. It's
Yeah,
Trudy
hi,
here.
Trudy.
Can
How
you
you
hear me
going?
now? Yay! Really, really well. Really well. I'm glad you had a good experience. So,
I did, and the big plus with it was, the technicians were there straight away, and just as you walked in the door, the guys are fantastic. They're really ready to help you out with any of the things any issues you've got. I think especially because I had my Surface under my arm, probably sparks their attention straight away, which is great.
Oh, fantastic. Now, Roland, you've got some contact details there. And if anyone's trying to email me, they're not going to get me. So it's trgrant@microsoft.com, just to let you know.
and mine's actually Amir B.
We're gonna have to just alter the slides before we'll give you the new contact details.
That's okay. I've actually we had multiple decks of slides, and I'm just uploading the latest content for us now. So, Trudy, if you can tell us a little bit about what's happening in the Surface world while we're talking about that.
Absolutely. That'd be great. Thanks, Roland. Look, I'm Trudy Grant, the Partner Surface Lead for Microsoft. We've had, some really, really exciting times over the last couple of years with Surface. We've not only expanded the Surface portfolio as far as the devices are concerned, but we've also expanded the channel, which is great because we're able to deliver, through our valued channel partners, great device and productivity experiences to our customers, and we're able to reach all of those customers that so desire to have a Surface in their hands and really reap the rewards of the productivity benefits that that Surface brings to the table. So I must say, coming into that product portfolio, expanding into Surface Book, along with Surface 3, which is a really powerful, a mobile tablet that now has LTE, as well as the hero SKU of Surface Pro 4. It's a really exciting time for us, and that whole integration of hardware and software that value prop that Microsoft bring to the table, I think can really deliver those productivity benefits to the users.
So Trudy, I'm the acronym police for anybody that comes.
Oh, sorry, what have I said now?
I'm assuming that LTE means light. I'm thinking what that was?
It's LTE is the 3G device.
Oh.
So yes. So
long-term evolution.
Yes.
I had it wrong. So there you go.
There you go.
We accountants are not good with acronyms, and I'm the acronym police. So I make sure that anybody on the call, because you guys are really quick with them and you reel them out.
Oh no, So thank you so much. I'm normally really good with them, but yes, please pull me up.
So the 3G version is available only on the Surface 3.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, and okay, I didn't even know that. So see, once again, I find out something new.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what these sessions are for. You don't know what you don't know. So, guys, we're on quite a tight time frame here. So we're going to jump into it. And what I'm really looking for, Trudy and Amir, is stories about experiences that you've had with customers where we've seen this type of device revolutionize the way that they are working today. I'm looking for things that are going to help people's work-life balance, that are going to give them a better quality of life, allow them to spend more time with their family and their loved ones through technology. If I can use technology to enable people to have a better quality of life, that's the holy grail for me, and that's what we want at Hub One, and that's what we got you on the call for, guys. So we're going to go through these slides, and Trudy, I'll drive, but you and Amir, tell me what we're doing. Walk, work, draw, read. This is a multifunction device.
Absolutely, Roland. So I think this is Microsoft's vision of a device that's really going to deliver those productivity gains, as you said, allowing you a couple of hours back a week to spend time with your loved ones, or however you choose to do that. So, Ralph Groen, he's the creative director at Microsoft for Surface, and this was his vision around work, getting more done in less time, but then also drawing and reading. So absolutely a creation and, consumption device, and you'll notice the pen there as well, custom designed to feel like a real fountain pen, provide the best, pen or drawing experience.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I want to drill down on today, the pen. because I find being in a meeting with people and having a laptop creates having a laptop or a tablet open in front of me creates a physical barrier. It's almost like someone doing a presentation and standing behind the podium for 45 minutes. You just think, I want to establish a connection with you, but there seems to be a big physical device here in the way. And when we're sitting in a meeting, I know all the guys at Hub One are big fans of the pen, and we just take our surfaces, turn them into tablet mode and pull out the pen and rather use the pen.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And I think even more critical in industries such as health, where if you're a healthcare worker that's driving around from house to house, in the field, being mobile and sitting down with a patient, that whole removal of that physical barrier, I think, is, really key to open up the client to tell you more about, where they're at with their condition, and really develop that rapport. So actually, the way Surface has been designed, I don't know if anyone on the call does have a Surface, but you'll notice with the you can put it into tablet mode and pull out the pen, and particularly using an application like OneNote, certainly one of I think Microsoft's best kept secrets. You can actually write some notes down while engaging in that conversation with the client, and the benefit of that, you can do that in everyday meetings at work, and the benefit of that is you can really just do click to text and then email from OneNote your meeting notes to whoever, key stakeholders in your organisation. So you're not actually going back to the office to then retype all your notes that you've handwritten in, a binder, and that's going to save you a stack of time. You get home early to see, those loved ones. So that's one of the, I think, one of the wins or key productivity gains with, utilising Surface.
So let me just clarify something there, that click to text thing. So once again, I'm finding things out that I didn't know before.
Not clicking on the pen.
It might be another thing a topic we can do later on.
Certainly.
But that's something that I'd like to know more about. We probably don't have enough time now to do a complete demonstration of it, but I'm going to go find out what you're talking about. So there you go.
Well,
we
did one on OneNote a while ago, and yes, we're going to be doing more on OneNote and the click-to-text stuff. You got to work on it a bit with your handwriting, Trevor. I write like a doctor. It struggles with me, My handwriting is a scribble at the best. But there are, there's all things that are time savers. Talk to me about Windows Hello. What's this Windows Hello camera?
Yeah, Windows Hello. Look, there's a stack of innovation built into, our hero device of Surface Pro 4, and into Windows 10. So the camera, look, we've really teamed up with Intel here to provide easy authentication. So you log in using your face recognition software through Windows Hello. So you don't even have to type, on your keyboard passwords, etc. You can just open the device in front of you, and bang, you're actually into your device. Yeah, exactly.
So when we look at the settings, we go into settings, we go into account settings within the device, and then we've got the options for your PIN. You've got your picture password where we can draw on a picture, and then we've got the Windows Hello. So the front-facing camera is going to take a picture of me. Next time I go look into the machine, it's going to automatically unlock the device for me. So true facial recognition, even in some pretty poor conditions, from my understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think with regards to this, it just gives you the confidence to sign in really quickly, and it gives you a lot of different options. As you've mentioned, Roland, all the different ways to authenticate, obviously being secure. I think they did a test on about 1,000 twins, and I think there was only one time that they couldn't tell a difference between the twins. So look, really secure. And we do do have a fingerprint reader on the new Surface Pro 4 type cover that's coming to Australia. It's currently available only in the US, but it is coming to Australia as well. Just thought I'd pop that in for your information. Yeah.
Biometrics have been promised for a long time. Sorry, Trevor. So it's good to see that biometrics actually, coming to the forefront and being used to improve people's productivity and security.
Yeah. And just for the not so technical people like myself, very clear that it only works on the facial recognition only works on the Surface Pro 4, not on the Surface Pro 3. So it actually won't come up as an option in the 3. That's correct, isn't it?
I think it's more of a feature of Windows 10, but just being built into the Surface 3 was built prior, so correct. That's my understanding. Yep. If you'd like me to talk a little bit, Roland, about, and Trevor, about the pen, we just touched on it before. There's another couple of examples I'd love to give, but also talk a little bit more about the feature, because this is where you see the great integration of Windows 10, the pen, and Surface, really providing those.
Ooh, are we there? Have I lost me? Or
of when I was, sorry, I'll give an example. Oh, sorry, is that Amir? Oh, sorry, I couldn't quite hear. Can you still hear me, Roland?
Yes, yep, that's perfect. Carry on.
Okay, apologies. So when I was travelling to New Zealand, I just bought a car. I was in the process of buying a new car, and I needed to return the contract. So we finished the verbal negotiation of pricing and options, etc. And I was in the middle of nowhere with in New Zealand with no access to a printer or anything like that. But having my Surface device with me, I had the car dealer email through the PDF or copy of the contract. All I had to do was go in, sign on the dotted line, save, and send back via email, and that was all in the space of probably 1 minute. I could do that back to the dealership, and they had the signed contract of sale. So instead of traditionally we'd open up a Word document or a PDF, we'd connect to a printer, print out the document, sign it, then we'd scan back to email, and then email it off to the customer or back to the car dealership. So this is one of the key productivity benefits I see that the pen really brings to the forefront. That combined with, I just talked to the pen a little bit more, because really there's a lot of power in the pen, and Microsoft definitely, when we talk from an educational perspective, we all know that writing with a pen, you retain information more so than if you were just typing, and learning new languages or using shortcuts within your annotations. It's very, I suppose, just the benefits of being able to do that and then retain the information, particularly if you're learning, is a great thing. With regards to the pen, I'm not sure if a lot of people know, but these are some of the best kept secrets, I think. If you click on the end, just a single click, it will actually open up into OneNote. So without having to, do all the logging in, etc., you can just do one single click and bang, it opens a OneNote page. Really quick if you wanted to jog a phone number down of somebody that you're passing in the corridor, or write a couple of notes that you're having a conversation at the water cooler within a customer, etc. The other piece of information I'd like to, share with you is double click, you can actually do a screenshot. That's quite beneficial and quick. And the third feature, again, integrating with Windows 10, is the click and hold, and that allows you to utilize Cortana. Okay, so the exciting thing about being able to utilize Cortana from just the click and hold of the button is you can send text to whoever you like, as long as they're in your contacts, via articulation. There are also some new features, particularly in Power BI. So we're looking now at the broader value proposition that Microsoft brings to the table around providing insights on data. So getting direct answers from key business data. You can also, if you're in sales, look at your CRM system. So hold the button down on the end of the pen and utilising Cortana, ask a question about your accounts or opportunities, and it can then display information for you. So there's some really, really groovy features that we can extend, utilising Surface Pro 4 and the pen that can bring some time gains and insight gains, real intelligence to the way we work. One of the key things with the pen too is downloading. If you download the Surface app from the store, the pen button on the end, you can actually customize that. It can be changed to open any application on your device. So if you decide that, a single click to OneNote, you're not necessarily using OneNote all the time, but you're using another application, you can actually customize the pen to click open to that application that you're using the most. Okay. So I think there's some really cool
most
features.
of our guys on the call are from the financial services sector, and these guys live in Excel for a large portion of their lives. So you're telling me that we could change the single click on the back of the pen to move from OneNote to launch Excel automatically?
That's correct.
Awesome. So we do a demo with a business intelligence integrator with CRM, and we've actually been using the band, where we talk to the band and you can say, talk to Cortana.
Nice.
Been doing it for a while, but I haven't done the demo using the pen for that. So I can talk to the band and say, could you show me all the outstanding accounts over $5,000 in the Northern Beaches area on a map?
Yeah, that's correct.
And then Cortana will display all that BI stuff on the map. So you're now saying, I could, instead of using my band, I could use my pen to do that. So this is the Internet of Things, isn't it, really?
Absolutely.
I suppose that's a great example of the IoT, Trevor. There's a new one for you. The Internet of Things.
Acronym.
So can I just clarify what that app was? Of course, like I'm sure everybody else on the call has just jumped trying to find that app. What was the app?
It's the Surface app in the Microsoft Store.
Ah, just the Surface app.
So go and look for that one and try that one out if you have a Surface Pro 4.
Only works with the Pro 4 again. Is that what you've?
Yeah, that's right. So just I suppose there's a couple of little kind of features too on that slide if you're looking at the presentation. So the magnetic storage of the pen, so I think we've done away with the pen loop, which was really, I thought, a little bit of a pain on the side of the type cover, and the magnetic storage. The other way to carry the pen is with the type cover, folded over to protect the device. There's a little bezel or insert that you can actually clip the pen over the type cover. It really is to mimic a notepad that you would, take into be walking along the corridor, many years ago, hopefully now.
Filofax or something like that.
Correct,
This is the paperless office coming into fruition. I must admit, that's a much better thing, the magnetic strip. I ripped my pen loop off after about a week, not intentionally, just manhandling the Surface device. Unfortunately, that didn't last very long with me. It's got to be rolly proof in our house to survive.
So, look, with the pen, really, it's industry-leading parallax and latency. So what that means is you will get an awesome writing experience. So the parallax is about where you're actually pointing the pen, and it's looking like the ink's flowing out onto the paper from the pen, so it's very accurate. And then latency with regards to starting to write. So this is a premium experience, and just such a great example of the innovation that Microsoft's brought to the table together, pairing with Windows 10, the device and other software.
Okay, excellent. So the keyboard, we got a new keyboard. We're going to jump through a couple of these because we got some
Yeah,
features and
sure.
functions here. But we got
Yeah.
a new improved keyboard typing like a pro. I've spoken to people. I've read some reviews. I'm quite happy with my current keyboard, but apparently this is a much nicer look and feel.
Yeah, it is. It is, Roland. I think just the amount of innovation that's gone into a device like this. We've listened to the people out there that were using Pro 3. The feedback was that it wasn't as sturdy as what they like to use on their lap. The spacing of the keys needed to be improved, and then the larger trackpad and a little bit quieter. So if you're a loud typer like me, not so great. So this is, yeah. Again, it's just some of those very, very small adjustments that just make the experience so much better.
All right, excellent. We got docking stations now. There have been, Trudy, have you heard many issues about some of the docking stations? Because we rolled out a bunch of these for one of our customers, and there's apparently a January 2016 update which resolves most of the issues with the docking station. Sometimes when our guys pull the docking station out, the surface just goes black on them, and they're like, what's happening? But the January 2016 update seemed to resolve that. Amir, do you have anything on that from a technical perspective? I know that Tristan's created, our support guys, head of our support team, Tristan's created some knowledge base articles on our website regarding any issues. So we'll be sending that link out to everybody on the call. And if anybody is experiencing any issues, just make sure your updates are the latest.
Correct.
And there was some things that came out, like January 2016 update resolves a large percentage of the issues with the docking station. So
yeah, that's absolutely right. And I think one of the key things is we're always making any improvements on the go. So upgrading your firmware, any updates, etc. Just make sure you've got the latest, and so to ensure you're having a great experience. I think that the key thing with the dock, the key thing with the docking station is now we've moved from Pro 3 that really had the cradle, so you were limited to the angle of the screen. So now you've got that much freer experience and increased USB ports. So, and this is the good news for Surface Pro 3 users, is it's backwards compatible, so you can use it with your Pro 3 and your Pro 4. So yeah.
And all the other different types of docking stations, really. So talk about the Pro 3 and the Pro, or the 3 and the 4, really.
So we've had great success with what we had was Surface Pro 3, which is the version before Surface Pro 4, as a laptop replacement. So again, more power, larger screen, and it's a no-brainer for perhaps those executives that are using a kind of heavy, bulky notebook and then taking their iPad if they do a day trip to Melbourne or, interstate. You're using two different OSs and a whole lot of costs that can be streamlined. So, really ideal for it's a tablet that can be a laptop replacement. When we look at the Surface 3, that's really about mobility. We look at the LTE or the 3G or 4G version of Surface 3. So it is, thin and light. It's smaller screen size, but you do get those benefits of being able to be in the field running, the desktop software and great functionality without having to, compromise on size or power. So that's really a powerful tablet. So you've got those two examples, and we've recently launched the Surface Book as well.
Yes, so we've got, we're expanding the family. So here we've got the Surface Book, one of the new options for us. And this is a beautiful device, really. We've sold a couple of these to customers, and what an incredibly powerful piece of machinery. Beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely, it's divine. It's really, it says perfect for designers, architects, engineers, and more. It's got a lot of grunt. You've got your discrete graphics processor, so GPU, and, very, very much aimed at the creative audience, but also if you've got really, powerful applications where you need a bit more grunt, Surface Book is where it's at. I'd even, say it's getting in on the the entry-level mobile workstation.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but you've also got the ability to, as we saw, curl it over and use it as a notebook, but or clipboard mode, but then also disengage the screen from the keyboard and use it as a tablet as well. So there's some great design features there.
Yep. I like those. Very good. So, Trudy and Amir, thank you so much. We're going to wrap up fairly soon. With all of these pieces of hardware, they all come obviously with Windows 10 as the operating system. And we just like to give some tips and tricks to help people, again, improve their productivity. So for those of you who don't know, the Windows key, bottom left-hand corner of your device. This Windows key has been around since Windows 97 actually, but a lot of people didn't use it until, thank goodness for Apple, they brought up this the Apple device with one key that does lots of magical things. And all of a sudden people said to me, do you know that the Windows key is copying the Apple key? And I'm like, yes, it is. From Windows 97, they copied it from the iPad that was released in 2007, definitely. But Windows Control C to bring up Cortana, Windows Control D to bring up a new virtual desktop. Now, or multiple desktops. If you guys are on a device at the moment, hold down your Windows key, Control D, you'll bring up multiple desktops. Then hold down Windows Tab to be able to see, open, close, and access each of those desktops. A couple of the other ones I really like are Windows L is one of my favorite ones for locking the device when I'm walking away. Next week's session is on why security matters, and we're talking about keeping your device up to date with the latest hardware and software updates, in other words, firmware and operating system updates. And we're going to be talking about that next week and why it's so important and how to keep your device compliant. Instead of having a network compliant with a firewall, we've now going to be on the road a lot more. Therefore, the devices themselves and the people need to be compliant. Windows E to open Explorer, and I want everybody on the call to be trying this. While you're on the call, go Windows R, open the run command. Windows P to project onto a new screen. Windows H, not one that I use a lot, but that allows you to share any content. Windows A to open the Action Center. So try the Windows key. Go around, there's 26 letters on the keyboard. There's a lot of different functions that this Windows key can engage. So everybody today, try learn one of these. From a security perspective, Windows L. If you're doing any presentation, Windows P. I don't know about you, Trudy, but those are two of my absolute go-tos.
Yeah, fantastic.
Now, a feature that's been around for quite some time, and some of you may know and some of you may not know, is the ability to create this thing called the God Mode tool. Now, it may not be politically correct, but it's just the name of the tool. And what God Mode does is it allows you access to all your administration tools by creating a particular folder on the desktop with a number, which I'm going to call a GUID, after it. So we rename this folder to God Mode : open brackets ED7BA and carry on with that number there. What you'll notice if you create a folder on your desktop with those details, that folder will have every administration tool available on Windows 10 when you click on it. So if you're thinking, I'm not sure how to do this, to be fair, you can just search for it. But if you're not the search kind of person, this God Mode shortcut on your desktop allows you access to a lot of administration tools quickly and easily. So everybody on the call, Alan, Bruce, Catherine, Chris, Christina, all of you guys, I'd like you to try create the God Mode folder today. These slides are available in the deck for you to download. Try some of the Windows shortcuts today and just keep yourself as productive as possible. That's our goal here, guys, to really try and help you improve your work on a day-to-day basis. So we're going to wrap up. We've gone a little bit over. As I say, next week we've got device-centric compliance, why security matters, and we'll be having Mr. Tristan Delaney, the head of our support team, on the call to talk through us about how to keep your devices up to date, and we'll probably talk about that January 2016 update for the Surface, which has a lot of bells and whistles in it. But I'd like, Trudy, Amir, I'd like to just say thank you so much for joining on this call, joining us on the call today. It's been an honor to have you on here and be able to share your insights with what's happening in the Surface world and help all of our customers with their productivity. Once again, Trevor, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you
as
again,
always.
Roland. Yes, thanks again. I'd like to pass on my thanks to Trudy and Amir as well. I'll let you.
Look, thanks, Trevor. I just wanted to say thank you so much for having us on the webinar. It's been a lot of fun, and more than happy to come back again if people would find the content interesting and be able to walk away with some productivity benefits just from the last 20 minutes.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day, and more importantly, have a productive day. We'll see you next Tuesday, 11 o'clock, for another session of You Don't Know What You Don't Know. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.